Hello everyone. Now that Homeworlds has been published on Board Game Arena, I wanted to show you a little tool that I put together to make it a little easier to study games after you've played them. One problem with Board Game Arena is that it is difficult to review the games that you have played. Now you can see the last few games that you've played here in the alerts section of this sidebar that pops up on any screen. But if you want to look at all of the games you've played, you go to your profile, click on games played, and so you can look back through all of your games this way. Or if you're interested specifically in Homeworlds, and of course I am, then you can click that button for all your games played, and then you can hit filter next to Homeworlds, and now it's just the Homeworlds games that I've played. I'm just going to pick a random one here. And now if I hit View Game Replay, then it'll take me to this page, and I'm going to select to have my point of view. So I will be down here at the bottom. Now, the replay features that you get, you can go forward. This one, I can't remember what that button does. But you can step forward with this button. You can add comments. But if you want to go back, then you hit this button and it takes you all the way back to the beginning of the game. This button, I think also, yeah, that button is kind of a funny thing. I don't know what that does exactly. But this is the main way to step forward. But if you want to go back, you either go back to the beginning of the game, you can hit that thing, that takes you down to the log and it shows you where the log you are. If you want to back up a few turns, you can click on the log, but then it has to reload the page. It is not quick. And another issue is that if anybody ever changes their mind, if anybody restarts their turn, then you see the action take place, and then you hit advance again, and it undoes it, which is pretty awkward. You may have seen a couple of my videos where I was trying to do commentary, stepping through games this way, and I would say something about the move that somebody made, and then they would undo it, and I'd say, "Oh," and they changed their mind. It was kind of awkward for making commentary. So it might be nice to load up this same game in a system where, one, you can actually step back in time smoothly, and two, you don't have all these restarts. So what I have done is I've made a little tool where you can take uh, the game log. Now, so this is back on that page that we had a minute ago where we clicked to gain my perspective. I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy. So I've selected just that little bit. Now I'm going to scroll all the way down. This works on most computers. I'm going to hold Shift and then click down here to select everything. And I'm going to hit Control C because I'm on Windows to copy. Now I'm going to go over to my Homeworlds website. I'll post a link in the video description. And I put in a little link for this neat tool that I made. This is a record converter. I'm going to click in this box. I'm going to hit Paste. Then I'm going to hit Convert. And that does three things. First, it takes out all of the timestamps, and it takes out the information at the end about conceding and who won, and the stuff at the top. So that this is just a log that you might put in a book if you were studying Homeworlds. But the Board Game Arena printout is kind of long. You get these things about when people end their turn. You get notifications when a system is forgotten, there's a new notification, and when there's a oops, yeah, so there's a notification every time there's a new system discovered, and that's on a separate line. So this ends up getting kind of long. I prefer the format used by the notation used by Super Duper games. Here, every turn takes place on just one line. If it's a discovery, then it says discover, and there's no mention of when people ended their turns, and no indication of when systems are forgotten. This is a slick notation for when you're using real pieces to play this back out to study the game. This is the notation that I prefer. It also prints it out in the notation used by the website Homeworlds Live. I'm going to copy all of this, and I'm going to paste this over on Homeworlds Live. There will be a link for this in the video description. I'm going over to the sandbox. I'm going to hit import. I'm going to go over to this little box, paste, and load. And it has just played through this entire game, and it's loaded it all in here. And the nice thing about Homeworlds Live is that you can actually go back. It takes you all the way to the end of the game when you first paste. But you can click for a while and get back to the beginning and play through the game one turn at a time. And then you can go backwards. And so that's just nicer for studying a game, I think. One disadvantage here is that you step forward one turn at a time rather than one action at a time. So here's one. So if there is a sacrifice that takes place, so the bottom player, that's me, is going to sacrifice the green 3 in order to build a whole bunch of red. And when they do, you click forward one time and all of those actions take place all at once. So that's a little confusing perhaps, but at least you can step backward. And now you know. Gosh, I am so curious to see what happens next. What did I do about all of these reds that I had here? So I sacrificed my only yellow. Yeah, I've got a good material advantage. Anyway, I will be using, I don't know, either Board Game Arena or maybe Homeworlds Live to do more videos in the near future so that we can study together and all get better at the game. And that's all I wanted to say for now. Thank you so much for watching.